Welcome to Raw Selection's retainer training. Retainers can be a little bit of a myth, and we want to break that down and share how we at Raw Selection sell our retainers and how you can begin to do that process too. I've seen retainers sold on salaries as low as 20, 25, 30K, and I've seen, obviously, we've sold retainers on salaries to 300, 400, 500,000. Now, retainers aren't just for the high end of the market. So if you're doing, more smaller fees, junior type appointments, you can still sell retainers and you can still follow this model. So firstly, apologize if I'm teaching you to suck eggs here, but what exactly is a retainer? So typically a retainer would mean, it doesn't have to be all these points, but singularly, it has to have an upfront payment. So that's where on signature to commence the process, the client will pay you X amount of money upfront to commence the search. Now, there's loads of different structures. There's third. So third up front, third up on presenting of shortlist, third on completion. There's a third up front, 2/3 on completion, and various different other methods and guises. What's important is that you can get that upfront deposit, and that's key because typically a retainer, certainly from our perspective, would come with exclusivity, and typically a retainer would come with a cancellation clause. So if for any reason the client cancels the search, fills it themselves, decides that they don't want to fill it anymore, has an internal candidate, etc., we'll still get paid regardless because we get paid for the work we do, not the completion process. Now, that is an excuse for anybody to go in the market and start selling retainers and not delivering. There is firms that do that. That's not what I'm promoting here at all. And if you do that, don't sell retainers, don't ruin things. Do your job properly, deliver on the process, and take on retainers where you're confident you can deliver. But the key here is it creates a predictable revenue model for you. It will create a pipeline of processes for you, and typically recruiters, or at least they should, Raw Selection, we're filling the jobs that we take on retained, and we guarantee our clients that we'll do that. Now, if you're doing that in consideration, if you don't know your ratios, I suggest you work at a firm that shares your ratios so you can improve, or begin to track your own ratios so you can look at it. So your placement to vacancies. So the number of vacancies you get on to the number of placements that you do. So if you take on 10 vacancies, and out of those 10 in, Q1, you place 2 of them, okay, you're 1 to 5. So you want to reduce that down, and with a retainer, you'll typically reduce that down to kind of 1 in 1 would be the ideal scenario. Now, 1 in 1 to 1 in 5, you're doing a lot less work and you're achieving the results. Speaks for itself.